Hi everyone, happy hump day and happy new year. I don't think I've made a video since New Year. No, I don't think I have. But anyways, nonetheless, again, happy hump day and happy new year. I wanted to hop on and just talk briefly. I haven't been on social media, the internet. I haven't been watching TV or even listening to the radio for that matter because I was summoned to jury duty and ultimately I was selected to sit on the actual jury for a case. So consequently, I've taken a break from the internet, again, TV, radio, and all that stuff, because I don't want to stumble across anything about the case that I'm sitting on the jury for. So I've just been tiptoeing on and off the social media. Briefly, I'll hop on for like 10 minutes to see what's going on, and then I'll hop off. But now there are a couple of stories that I have been watching closely. One being the IHOP Kansas City scandal. So a lot has happened since I last talked about that story. Of course, Bickle and many others have stepped down from their positions at the church. So I'll start talking about that a little more. Bryan Kohberger, the person, who's accused in the Idaho 4 homicide. Well, his trial could be set for as early as this summer. So we'll talk a little about that, and I'll probably do like a timeline because things are moving with that case again. The presiding judge is going to allow live stream, I believe. Initially, they were not going to allow any cameras in the courtroom. But now this judge, his name is Judge John Judge, he's going to allow live streamings. But there are some stipulations. So we'll talk about that and we'll get geared up for that case. And then, of course, there's what I have been calling Larry Reid versus T.D. Jakes. And that's the story that I wanted to kind of very, very briefly talk about tonight. I plan on uploading another more in-depth video over the weekend, but I just wanted to hop on because I did watch the live and I just wanted to bullet point a few things from a really, really quick, very high level overview. And then again, I'll do a more in-depth review over the weekend. And so Larry Reid went live to do an update on the T.D. Jakes saga that he's been talking about. Now, he starts by telling his audience that if they don't like salacious gossip and stories of slander, then his platform isn't for them. Well, he didn't use those words. I substituted some words. But he pretty much informed his audience what his platform was about, and he said if it makes them feel negative or some type of way, then his platform is probably not for them. So that's what he said. And now again, the part about salacious gossip and slanderous stories, those were my words, not his. But he claims that Manasseh has a team of lawyers and he's ready to tell his story through the courts. Now, I believe that that Manasseh, I believe him and Larry Reid are in cahoots. That's just how I feel about it. But I believe that a claim is being filed in the courts because they believe it's going to get the attention of major news outlets, CNN, Fox News, MSNBC. I believe they think it's going to blow up like the story with Cassie and Diddy. I believe that's why Manasseh is, in quote, telling his stories through the court. I believe that's what's happening there. But we'll talk more about that again when I do a more in-depth video over the weekend. But that's just one of the bullet points that I wanted to mention. Larry claims that, he keeps saying this too. He's saying that T.D. Jakes would not be in this predicament had he never been associated with Diddy. Had he never been friends with Diddy, then none of this would be happening. So that's something else that I want to talk about because, in my opinion, he was kind of all over the place with some of the things he was saying. he gives TD Jakes until midnight Central Standard Time to pay. I mean, not pay. That I said that jokingly, but he gives Bishop T.D. Jakes until midnight Central Standard Time to do whatever it is they are asking him to do, to reach out to some fella, whatever it is they're giving him to midnight Central Standard Time, or he says that the Black Church will be destroyed. Take a listen.
Letter of his name so that Jake's team can know exactly what to do before midnight. In 2019, I began a little short series, more so it was in Patreon. I started it out here, and I talked about it's all coming out of Texas. I want everybody to type that. Let me tell you why. Because if the team does not handle this correctly, this story is going to be bigger than Eddie Long, and you are going to see an operation that stretches all over our country in the Black community, Black church. And Reid, what you mean we say operation? Meaning Jake's got his boys. This is just hypothetical. Jake's got his boys. The biggest pastor in DMV got his boys. The biggest pastor in Atlanta got his boys. The biggest pastor in California got his boys. The biggest in Washington State got his boys. The biggest in Houston got his boys. And then that connects to the pastor that is huge in Illinois who got his girls. And then the pastor in Dakota that got his girl. And they all friends and swapping. I think just then I made it clear to y'all what I'm talking about. Did I do a good job, Nancy? I think I did. Now, so this is the reason why Jake's team can't handle this like you just protecting Jake's. You have to handle this with Jake's with the mindset that you are protecting the Black church exposure across the globe. That's how you have to handle this. Why? Because what y'all just typed is all coming out of Texas. Do we need to take a breath? Okay, everybody take a breath.
So it sounds to me like Larry Reid is indirectly sending a message to other pastors that he may have some kind of gossip on. He's applying the pressure on them so that they can apply the pressure on Jake's to give Larry and Manasseh and whoever else what they want, so that they don't become collateral damage. Now, I listened to Larry Reid's live, and there's so much more to unpack, but I'm going to stop here. And again, I will review this particular live. I'll review it in more detail over the weekend. Those were just a few bullet points that I wanted to kind of highlight and talk about. Again, there's so much more. The live was, I believe, like an hour and 22 minutes. So there is a lot to talk about with that live. But I just want to kind of hop on, say hi, say Happy New Year, and just kind of, catch up on some things, and just give a talk about briefly the live that Larry Reid did today. And we'll talk more about it this weekend. But I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the week. And as always, I am my sister's mirror. Talk soon. Bye.